What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday. It's time for my midweek pickup. This week, I wanted to touch on a couple topics, but first and foremost, the thing that really kind of stood out to me this week is I was listening to the radio yesterday and everything, and I believe the young man name is King Nine or Key Nine, but he's a 9-year-old motivational speaker and very, very mature for his age. And it made things seem a little bit better to me because when I do my midweek pickups, a lot of times I'm doing it for the future of our children or whatever. But when I heard this young man speaking the topic that he was speaking on, it really made me happy because it seems like that we do have, of course, two sides to every coin or whatever, but the good side of his coin is he's 9 years old and he's full of knowledge already, and it's just incredible because the topics that he has talked about are things that grown people either don't talk about or don't even like to address. But one of the things that he was talking about here today was about the things that we put on social media, mainly females and everything. Now, once again, this kid is 9 years old, and he was saying, like, how can you be trying to put yourself out there on social media, either close to butt naked or twerking, shaking your ass or whatever on social media like that. And then what are you going to tell your kids when they get to a certain age and then they look at it and be like, ooh, well, that's my mama on there, And he was just trying to bring relevance to it. Like, we're not thinking about the things that we're putting on there, but we have to think further in the future versus thinking about what's happening right now at this point in time. And it's very inspiring because, like I've told you before, inspiration can come from anywhere. This kid is 9 years old and he's already seeing the flaws in society and seeing things that need to be changed. And it's, like I say, it's something that kind of touched me because I'm trying to do the same thing, trying to motivate people and put positive outlook on life and everything. But this little dude's 9 years old and he sees the things that I see, and he sees the things that people either in my age group or people that are a little bit younger, a little bit older. He's touching on things that they're not even thinking about. It's not even coming into their head that, hey, I don't need to be flossing like that. I don't need to be putting this and that out there like that because, what if my kids do see it? Or what if, later on in life, you get into a position where you can have a very powerful position or something, and then that comes back and bites you. But little dude is very, very bright for his age and his time. I'm proud of him. I don't know him like that, but I just like to give people props when they deserve it. And that little kid, he knows what he's talking about. So that's something that's really good, and I like to see that type of thing. Another thing that I wanted to hit on today is in life, many things can happen. We can get hit with something every day. We don't know when it could happen, or we don't know what the outcome may be, good or bad. We just went through Resurrection Sunday and everything. And I know certain people have their beliefs and everything, but like I've told you before, I'm going to talk about God. I'm going to talk about Jesus. I'm going to talk about educating our kids. I'm going to talk about bettering yourself. I'm going to talk about all the things that I think that we need to work on in society to make ourselves better and to make it better for our younger generation or whatever. But Easter Sunday, things going good. You could get hit with a call. Anything basically can happen. What I want people to understand and what people need to realize is when you believe in God, if you believe in God or, whatever the case may be, we need to understand that we need to show and give praise to God at every moment in life. It shouldn't be when tragedy strikes, we go running back to God, because God is not the type that looks down on us or is watching us and says, I'll get to him, when he's doing better or whatever, or I'll wait until things change and then I'll get to him. God is a God who is always watching. Like the song say, he may not be there when you want him, but he will be there right on time. It's not our schedule. God is not something that, or a being that we can be like, oh, I want him to show up right now, or why didn't he show up then, or why isn't this happening for me? It's not happening for you, and he didn't show up at that point in time because you were not ready to receive the grace and mercy that he had planned for you. And another thing that we don't realize is when things happen, we don't know that they're about to happen, but he already knows that they're about to happen. He already has the outcome worked out before we do. So when we go through things in life, we need to try and have a better outlook on the outcome versus being so negative and being so, oh, this is it, this is over, I don't understand why this is happening, or why this is happening to me, and all of this other kind of stuff. Things happen to everybody. It may be a different time, different situation, but bad things are going to happen in life. It's the way that we handle things and the way that we perceive them and take them in is the way that our outcome is going to be either good or the best outcome that we can have. Through many years of my life, I used to sit there and be like, man, why is this happening again? Why is this happening again? But these past couple years, I've finally been able to realize that when I stick in the negative aspect of a certain situation, it's going to seem like it's going to take me longer to get through it because I don't have anything positive to look forward to. I'm always just thinking, man, what's going to happen and what bad is going to happen next? And that's something that we need to get behind ourselves and get, put in the back of your mind. It's always easy for somebody else to come up to you and be like, oh, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. You'll get through it or whatever, especially if they've never gone through what you're going through. But the thing that's different is you know what you're going through. So you have to tell yourself and have in your mind that, hey, I know that I can get through this. I know that I'm going to get through this. And when I do get through this, I'm going to be stronger. So next time when I see something like this coming, I can be prepared for it and I can be ready to do whatever it is that I need to do to have myself, one, like I said, prepared for it, and to know, hey, I can just bypass this because I know exactly what happened last time, so I'm not going to go that same route. But anyway, to keep things short and sweet, that's about all I have for you today. Like I've said before, I'm not doing this, only just so people can hear. I'm doing this for myself as well. This is like therapy for me. I like to get things that are on my mind off my mind, and this is the best way for me to do it. So if I'm helping anybody out there, I'm very, very glad that I'm able to assist you in anything that you're going through. And just know, when you stay positive, positive things are going to happen. When you claim things, even if you claim them, in the name of Jesus, or claim them, most likely it's going to happen the way that you want them to happen, as long as you know that you're driving your own car, basically. You have somebody that's guiding you, but you're driving the car. With that being said, I'll see y'all next week. As always, put God first, put your family second. Everything else is going to fall into place, and I'll see y'all next Wednesday.